and it's a new platform for real-time polling, a mobile app that lets users react to what they're watching moment by moment. It's called React Labs, and its creator, UMD Professor Philip Resnik, is joining us right now to talk about what sounds like a really cool device to me. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about your background and how you got into creating this app.
Well, I'm a professor at the University of Maryland. I'm a computer scientist. I'm actually split between the Department of Linguistics and something called the Institute for Advanced Computer Studies. And mostly I focus on language. I'm interested in computational modeling of how language is used, and I was interested in how people respond to the language that they hear. And in the process of doing that research, it made sense to build a widget of some kind that would let me measure how people were responding to what they were hearing, and things just took off from there.
Okay, how long did it take you to create, and how does it actually work?
Well, it was an effort of a year or two, going from prototyping it all the way to building something that could actually be out there and used for very large numbers of people. Basically, it is a smartphone app. It runs in a web browser, so you don't need to download any software. And when there is an event like a political debate or a speech or the Super Bowl, people can go to a URL in the browser on their phone or tap a link. And basically, it lets you respond to what you're watching moment by moment. So, for example, if you're listening to somebody in a debate and they say something you think is dodging the question, tap the person, tap dodge. You've just registered a reaction. And when you get that kind of reaction from hundreds or thousands of people, you can get a very large chart-like picture of what's going on in people's responses to what they're hearing.
Right, right. That sounds really cool. And just talk about how important something is like this during this era of social media and politics, and how it can really help contribute to that discourse.
Absolutely. So people are looking for new ways of tapping into people's responses to things. So Twitter, for example, is a huge fountain of information. And in fact, as somebody who studies language, that's a piece of the kind of thing I work on as well, automatically analyzing people's responses, sentiment on Twitter. The problem is that Twitter is a flood of very messy information. And so one of the ways that this kind of technology can contribute is by producing interpretable data. A tap of a specific button. I agree, I disagree, I believe what I'm hearing. You should fact check this. And that provides a way to get clean data that can then be used to analyze. And at the same time, it provides a tool that enables people to engage with what they're watching instead of just watching it passively. And I think that's an important part of getting people engaged in the political process. And
in terms of analyzing, do you think it's for the general public, or are you seeing this as more for the politicians, or who would kind of take in that information? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we're looking at lots of uses. This started at the University of Maryland, and then with the help of something called the Maryland Innovation Initiative, it's spun out as a company. Last Wednesday, we partnered with the Washington Post, actually, to get reactions from people around the viewing area to the gubernatorial debate, and had a watch party also with students and community members watching on Wednesday evening. And so there are a whole lot of different ways that this can be used. Gauging reactions to political discourse is one of them. Advertising, large events, many different possibilities we're starting to explore.
Okay, well, thank you. And remember us when you're bigger and bigger, because it sounds like it's about to take off and go to a different level here.
I hope so. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Resnik. Appreciate your time. If you'd like more information on this new device, log on to reactlabs.com.